Hey folks, Rob here. So we're going to carry on with this God Save the King solitaire game. The reason why I wanted to do this is I was finishing this off yesterday, and I got to the British turn three. Right now we're showing the German turn three, and I had a random event happen, and it was a huge godsend. So I wanted to show that um, just to see. I want to show off that it actually happened, that it wasn't just making it up. So I'm just going to quickly fast forward through the close combat phase. You can see getting my ass totally handed to me up here. I did manage to destroy the half track that was in Sleaze Freeze. However, at some point in the next turn, this actually transferred to the building, and these guys were locked in melee and all broken. And they unfortunately locked in melee meant that they're all going to be eliminated because of the fire. But that happened in the last turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the random event, and then I'm basically going to end up replaying the British turn three and carrying on from there. So still at the CC phase. Now we're into the British turn, and the next thing that should be coming up is the wind change die roll. You can see I rolled a 5, and sure enough, that is my random event number of 5. So the next thing I do is I roll on the random event chart, and I rolled a 1616, and for that it gives me reinforcements, right? So the reinforcements I get, of course, I'm thinking, oh, that's not too bad. I could probably use it because there's a lot of German pressure, especially in the center part here. It's coming in. This is my British headquarters, and they're kicking my ass, and it's not looking very good for the Germans. All right, so we want the British one. So you roll randomly to see what you get. A number, die roll +2, right? And of course, what do I roll? I roll a 6. I get 8 freaking 6 for 8s showing up on the doorstep. Isn't that phenomenal? And then I roll my leadership. I rolled a snake eyes, right? So I rolled max roll, so I get 8 squads, and I get 2 for leadership, which of course -1 for, actually I don't get any modifiers because of the date, but basically because it's after 19 evening, I get a 9-2 leader. So I get 8 6 for 8s, and I get 2 LMGs, and I get a 9-2, which are going to show up here once I start laying this out. So there they are, and we carry on from there. So these are my reinforcements showing up. I've just got 8 elite squads that are basically going to rush forward into the center area here. And I do have a lot of contentious areas that I have to deal with because I have really no ground left to hold here and in the center. This is basically wide open. And what I do have is a German 150 popped up here. I activated a gun in the advance, just again because of the possibility. It's a very realistic possibility. A 150, he's going to acquire on this, and basically he blew up the building, now occupied by the Germans, killed whatever was there. Now he's going to focus fire on this side of the building. He's probably going to kill what's there. And I got a couple of tanks as well. So it's just going to be a nasty-ass situation to deal with. So having 8 squad 6 for 8s show up with a 9-2 is very clutch at this point in time. So we're going to carry on with the everything up to the end of the rally phase, and from there on in, I'm basically going to end up replaying the mission from there. So let me bring up that other window. My mouse is acting buggy again. I really don't know what is going on with it. All right, so we want end of the rally phase. Of course, one thing I mistakenly do is before I bring them on, I correct this, but you can see how widely they're dispersed. I completely forgot for a second that they have to do a command die roll, and even though they're 8 morale troops, you much prefer them to be huddled around their leader, just because you want them to a better chance of them making their command die roll to come on board. Oh, going the wrong way. All right, so here we go. Now before we do anything, we're going to put our dudes back here. We're going to carry on with the actual prep fire phase itself. The first thing we're going to do is try and do any shooting. And this time I'm paying attention to the smoke a lot as well. All right, so we're going to start up here in the top. Now, I did have an attack come off in the north. It's very much petered out. This is what's left of it. There's basically a half track with a 37 long, a couple of squads that are broken up here, a Fanatic half squad, or it was. I got to get these guys failure to rout without taking prisoners somehow. And then I can focus on this area here. The problem is I spawned the Panther. There's a Stu 42 here, and we have a couple of half tracks along with some SS. Having an AT gun pack 40 is not bad either. But there's a lot going on in this area that I got to neutralize. And I've also, like I said, got to fight for my headquarters to try and take that back. Whether or not I just end up ceding it, I don't know how that's going to work out. Hopefully my reinforcements can do a little bit of damage. But basically, my northern reinforcements for the Germans have pretty well evaporated. The ones that came in from the east are just now reaching the battlefield. So these ones here are going to be activated this turn. And then lastly, in turn 4, I'm going to get a die roll +3 coming in from the west side, which are going to be sneaking in here. So those ones I'll have to deal with. And again, whether or not these guys deal with that or push into the east, we'll have to see how they maneuver. Maybe they'll panic on this turn before they even come in. So let's start up at the top left, and we'll just work our way through as we go. So command die roll for that guy. And that means that we can move this guy here. And we're going to start running around them, DMing those guys. You can move. Provided you don't panic, which you do. It's not good. You are good. All right, we don't want to move this guy. We want to roll command for the 10-3. And we have a flamethrower. Now, I do want to flame the vehicle. The problem is it's going to be a 4 firepower attack, which is not great. So I think I'm just going to fire the squad at the half squad. So it's going to be a 12-1. 8 on the 12 will be a 1 check. And he's fine. Let's use a flamethrower on him. It'll be 24 flat. 3 on the 24. It's probably going to be a KIA and a sniper. 2K. All right, so this guy is toast. One less thing to worry about. Oh, sniper. You guys are going to fire onto the hex. Try and get that CE half track as well. So that'll be a 16 fire. Should I throw the DC? No, I think I'll hold on to that. So we're just going to do a 16 down 1 for the vehicle and down 2 for the squads. for the infantry, which is really not good. 9 on the 16 and a 10 for the vehicle. So an NMC for the vehicle and a 1 check for the infantry. So the vehicle is fine, and the infantry is a 1 check, and they break. So I guess it's okay. Now you guys are going to fire on the vehicle explicitly. Well, you're going to fire on the hex, so you're just going to do a 16 up 2 and up 1. This is a little better, so we're going to have a 7 and an 8 on the 16. A 2 and a 1 check. So a 2 check on the squad is a fine. They're okay. And on the vehicle, a 1 check, they're fine too. All right, now over here, this guy should have been in melee. I'm very tempted to fire into that melee, but probably not advisable. All right, that's for that. Oh, I do have a mortar here. I guess I can try that shot again. So let's get a command die roll from him. That's a waste of a shot. He is acquired once, so he's going to need an 8 or less to hit him. And that's his only shot. On the 8, we have a 7, which is going to be a miss against the crew, and a 1, an NMC against the squad. No effect. All right. And you guys are in command, and that means you're going to move into the center and try and shore up those defenses. All right. I got a Stug up on a hill. I'm thinking of firing the Piat in the building and just taking my chances without paying the backblast penalties. So that would be a base 7 plus 1 for small target and 1 for height advantage. That would get me a 5 or less to hit. A 5 or less to hit. 9-2 command die roll. Barely in command, but that'll do. And then I think I'm going to do that. So it's going to be 5 or less to hit that Stug on the hill. Hopefully I can tag it. I miss, and I take a 3 on the 1 table, which is going to be a 1 morale check against both crews. All right, so the top one and the bottom one. Unfortunate, but I had to try it. All right, you guys here, do you want to move I think I'm gonna shoot. Would you stop doing that? I'm gonna shoot this guy beside me first, and then I'll advance in. So we're gonna do a 16 down one and a 16 flat against the crew. 9 on the 16 is going to be a 1 for the 348. Pinned. And it's going to be an 1 check for the crew as well. So they're fine. And that's pretty well the summation of my forces in this area. Let's get this gun here. We're going to see if we can fire some heat. Alright, he can. And we're going to fire heat at this guy here in the wreck. So it's going to be a +2. So we're going to need a 6 or less. And my heat, I believe, is an 8 and 44. He's elite, so it's going to be a 9 or less. Alright, I got a critical. That's great. So it's going to double on the 12 table with a -1. So an 8 on the 12 is going to be a 1 check. And he is fine. Rate of fire. That's going to be his last shot. We still have rate of fire. He's out of HE. And on the 6 table. Nothing. Well, that sucks. All right, and you are gonna move. We have to get rid of this guy here in this building. He's encroaching in our territory. All right, so you guys down here. Let's go with the 10-2 first. Now, unfortunately, I can't see this guy because of this row house bar blocks my line of sight to him. So I think I'm going to have to move him. And I do have you, so let's do an 8 up 1 shot. That's an NMC. And that is a pass. All right, and then yeah, I guess that's fine. I'm going to drop in a DC on him, but might be a bit early for that. You here. I think I'm going to try and move you guys across the road. So let's do you. Panic, and the guy beside him is panicked as well. All righty. There shouldn't be one of these on here. This guy should be under recall, actually. I misplayed that. He should be under recall because when you get stunned twice, the second one puts you under recall. So I'm not going to bother wasting any shots on him. This 447 We're going to move back. It's time to start pulling back into the center, I think. This 648. Upper floor. And the ground floor. Both panic. And then lastly, we have you. All right, you panic. Not what we wanted. You're supposed to blast that half track point blank. All right, so that is pretty much all I can really do for the prep fire. Let's go to move. And let's start with these guys here. Need a command die roll for the 9-2. In command, which means everybody can come in. So we'll start with this guy first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 with the road bonus. This guy here is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. If I take a patsy, no, I can't enter. I can only advance in, so I'm going to have to wait here. And then advance in if I can make a patsy and jump on that guy in close combat. You here. You're going to dash to there. That will DM these guys. And you guys, how do I want to move you? One, two. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, you're just going to assault into the orchard. This guy here is going to try and hit you with 4 firepower. 4 flat. 6 on the 4 is an NMC. You frick. That's an ELR. And then you guys, you're going to go 1 bypass, 2, 3. You're going to go 1 bypass, 2, 3, 4. You guys just assault move over to P17. And I think that is going to be it. You guys here. You're just going to assault next door, and then you're going to come down here to F20. That'll be it for the move. All right, defending fire. All right, do it again, artillery strike. 36 should be no. No. Shoe sting. They have this guy here. Point blank fire acquired. That would be a miss. I know I missed a sniper in there too. You guys are in melee. You guys are in melee. No point firing. Firing, no, no, no. No point firing. You guys, 10-2. You're going to fire next door with your 24 firepower up 2. Uh, 9 on the 24 should be probably a 2. Yeah, 2 check. Bad day for that crew. Broken guy. And the unbroken guy. Alright, so you're dead. And you are now broken. Brings us to this infantry gun. I wish you would have panicked. You're going to fire on this guy, and that's going to be a 4 less to hit. Alright, he missed, but he acquired. So if this thing hits, it's a 150. That is going to really, really hurt. And the Stug. Acquired once, button up cancel. 2x range reduces it to a +3. Oh, thank you very much, Neil. Thank you very much. +3 going to be enough for a hit. So on the 12, we get a 6. That's going to be a 2 check. Yeah, I'll check it out in a bit there, Neil. Thank you again. 2 check for the 9-2. A fine, which eliminates the 2 check. So then we just need an... Oh, wait, that's these guys here. Fine. And then we're going to do a 4. 4 up 4. Let's take a look at that. Bum bum ba bum ba ba da. Oh, that looks awesome, Neil. Thank you. Yep. Yeah, it's very cool. Very cool. Much obliged. All right, so we have this guy here, another 4 up 4. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't think it's worth shooting. This guy, however. Okay, you panic, so no. You are going to fire your 8 up 3 into P16. No effect. You guys are sleaze, so that's fine. And then we go advancing fire. See if we can spread some glorious flame. Let's go with this vehicle here. Does this turn into a blaze? It does not. This is what happened in my game. This actually turned into a blaze, which broke these guys. Because they're melee, they have to be eliminated because it can't route out in the route phase. So it's kind of funny. It's very funny. Melee there. We have a smoke there. That should be a strength 2. All right, advancing fire. It doesn't really has any of that. And that's the only flame there. I do have one under the bridge here, but I don't think a vehicle is going to catch a bridge on fire, so I'm actually going to get rid of that one. It has to catch the ground level on fire first, and it's open ground under the bridge, so I don't believe that would work. And let's go into road phase. All right, now. Do we have any British that have to move? This poor bastard here. You're going to hide upstairs for now until they come and get you. So you're going to run upstairs, then you're going to run over here. Take that with you. You are going to go to... You can see this guy, so you can't run any further. You're kind of stuck on that house. Oh, I did have this fire here. That's going to be on the 4 table. Down 1. Okay, never mind. And that's it for the route for the British. Germans, we move here. You now see him. Well, you always did. You now see this guy. And they're not good order, but you can't stay in a normal range of them. Or maybe you're safe because they're not good order. A known non-melee unit. So it doesn't matter if you're panicked or not. So you cannot stay in the normal range. These guys are 648s. So you're going to be gone for failure to route. Okay, so that's one less thing to worry about. You guys here are going to slide back to this guy. You're up in the building. You should stay DM'd. You're not good order. Or actually, wait a minute. I think you're eliminated. Did I just read that? Non-melee. So because they're in melee, he can stay up there and be safe until a place catches fire, and then he'll be SOL. You're fine. You're fine. Nothing else for the Germans to do. All right, so we can go to the advanced phase. Oh, I forgot to move my other guys on. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with road bonus. And we're going to advance into there. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with road bonus. And then advance into there. You guys are going to advance into there. Let's advance into there. I want to advance into here because of the fanaticism bonus from that building. But it's going to be moving into a 150. So that might be a stupid move. I'm not sure. All right, I need a patsy here. And you guys are not good in the road, so I'm just gonna... Actually, let's put these guys here. You guys are gonna sit in this one here. And then move the flamethrower to you, the Piat over here. Actually, we'll move the Piat here in case this one over here decides to move. And do I throw more units into this combat over here? This guy's outnumbered 3-2. If I throw the 4-5-8 and the 9-1 in, we're going to be 1-1 going in. But combat is very iffy. It would be a 5 or less I would need with a -1. He would be a 1-1, 1-2 with a -1. Yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of eggs in one basket for this combat. If I win, obviously it's great. But if I lose, I'm going to lose a lot of units in here. I think I'm going to stay in my location and I'll just yell encouragement across the way. I think that's all I can really do. All right, so let's go to close combat, and then we'll do that. So here, melee. We're going to take on the 6-5-8 and the leader at 1-2, so we need a 4. All right, I fail, and then they're going to be at 10-6, which is 3-2, and that'll be a kill. So I'm dead. Weapon as well. Over here, we are at 1-1. So I need a 5. That would have been nice, and they need a 4. All right, still stuck in melee. No resolution yet. All right, we have a tank. Let's do ambush. British are stealthy, and we get a -1, so we're at a -2. This is a vehicle with a +2. So they're going to be at a 4. And they're buttoned up as well. So their vehicle +2 buttoned up is +3. So they're going to be at a 5. We're going to be at a 2. So we do have ambush. So we get a -1 for that. -1. Oh, gammon bomb. Let's do that. Right, we have a gammon bomb, which gives us a further -2. Ambush is -3. And we have a total of 6 CCV with a -3. So 9 or less. However, because they're motion, that's going to be a net -1. Yeah, so we get a 6 with a -1. All right, so we kill it. We kill the frickin' tank. Nice. So that is a wreck, and it is not ablaze, which is kind of important. And then I think we just have this one here. All right, so we have 4 against 7. So it's going to be 1-2 odds. We need a 4 to kill the 6-5-8 and the leader. And they need 12-4 is 3-1. And they get leader creation. All right, so that's going to be a 8-1. That's what they need, more leaders. And I still have my mobile tiger in this. I got to move him out of there now, I guess. All right, and then lastly is this one here. All right, so that is 1 to 2. I need a 4, and they need a 1. 5, I should say. And that's it. All right, let's go into turn 4. Now, the Germans are going to be getting a 150 barrage, unless I roll an RE and they get an artillery. No RE, which is good. No wind change, and let's get rid of the pins and do some rallying. Non-DM'd and DM'd. Either way, doesn't seem to matter. One self-rally, that's all the Germans have. Wow. Obviously, I'm not doing nearly enough damage. And then for the British, they have a leader up here and crew up here and a wounded dude, which I can't rally here. All right, prep fire phase. Do they get an artillery strike? They do not get an extra one, but they do get a 150. The question is where do we put it? OBA, bring this puppy in. Now we do get reinforcements, as we said. It's going to be die roll +3. So this is going to be 11, and they are gray. So 11 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And as before, we're going to break them up into 2 groups. Half will be coming here, and the other half through the south. Now we could drop it here as a smoke barrage. We could drop it here maybe as an FFE or HE concentration, or up here. Or even in here. My thinking is make it a smoke initially, and then we can always convert to HE concentration later. Now, it will be accurate on a 1 or a 2, but it is a 150, so that might not be a bad one to drop as a concentration. Yeah, let's do concentration. All right, so we're going to pick E16. Per the rules, it should be the closest to the board edge, so actually we'll pick C16. A unit silhouette of 3 or more. And so we'll pick that one. And on a 1 or 2, it'll be accurate. All right, so it is accurate, which kind of sucks. Toggle HE. Change that to an FFE2. Put it at the bottom. And we'll resolve it. Target hex on the 30 table. 6 on the 30. That's really going to suck. 6 on the 30 is a K4, not rubbling. It is a 1 2-story building, so we're going to get a +4 to that, which will put on the 10, which is a 2 check for this poor bastard here. And he's going to ELR, so we're going to have to replace him with a 447. Shell hole in C16. D16, D17 is yes. 17. Nope. C18. Oh shit, that's a KIA. So you have a chance of rubbling. Stone gets a +1. I don't believe I'm going to be able to rubble that. No, I can't roll a 0, so it's not going to apply. Not going to be any rubbling from there, but that's going to get a +4, which is a 9. And that will still be a 2 check. All right, so we lose this. And 2 check. Pin. That's all right. And shell hole in B17. No, and B16. All right, so flip that to a FFE2. All in all, not too bad, I suppose. Could be a lot worse, but definitely not optimal. All right, let's go to prep fire. Now we do have this one here as well. So all this smoke is going to be coming off as that FFE continuation disappears. And then we have to decide what do we want to do with it. Continuation, first of all, we need to roll this, and we have a 2, which means it does continue per 8.7. Not that. Right here, less than 2, place on F1, arrow modifiers, etc. So it is a 2 or less, so it does continue, and we get to place it now where we choose to. I'm thinking maybe M3 as smoke, or we could just drop it on L5 as a concentration. Yeah, let's do an HE concentration of 100 millimeters. So we're going to drop it there. Now, because we're off our registration, we're not going to be accurate. So we're just going to roll this, and it's going to deviate 2 for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means it's going to automatically switch to a smoke barrage because the presence of too many enemy units underneath it. So we're going to put that to smoke, which I guess is fine, and flip it over to FFE2. And we'll put down the dispersed smoke and the advancing fire phase. Not sure if that's good or bad, but it's going to help the Germans a little bit, give them a little bit of cover. Not that I really need it. I don't know what to do with the Panther yet, but we'll have to figure that out. All right, let's do some rallies. Now, the Germans should all be healthy except for the British. And I think, yeah, just them. Oh, wait. What am I doing? We're in the prep fire already. Yeah, completely just brain farted there. We're doing a prep fire phase. Let's start with this guy here. He is good to go, and we got 12, 24 up 3. He's a 7 on 24 is a 3 check. Rip. All right, so the 9-1. Broken and Elard. Well, that was quick. Quick and painful. Still engaged in melee. This gun is gonna move. Everything here is gonna move. Move down there. We do have this here. Let's start with the 10-2, or do you want to move it? Let's do the gun first. It makes sense. Panic would be great. Thank you very much. He panics, which means also that he loses his acquisition, which is kind of key. This Stug. Panic would be nice. Yes. Love it. Great. Now, what else can we panic? Let's go with this guy. Yes. Yep. Okay. I'm on a roll here. Random. Look at these dice rolls, by the way, again, right? Random atmospheric noise. 11, 10, 12, 10. Yahtzee. This guy here. And then we roll a snake eyes because reasons. He's going to assemble his 81. And we'll point it that way. You guys are all going to move. Move. No target. You're going to move, I should say. And then this guy here will fire next door with his 12 up 3. No effect. You guys panic. Holy shit, man. What's with the 12s? I mean, I'm not complaining as a British player, but that's redonkulous. And the rest is going to be movement. So let's go to that. And let's start with our dudes here. All right, so we're going to have 2 in each X. And this guy will be here. We have an FFE going on, so that's obviously not going to work there. Let's come 2 down this side, and this guy will come up on this side here. All right, so first up, come here for 1. Two, 3. This will be a scene, so we're going to activate. We roll a 3, coming in as an 8 on the harder camp group. Eight is a half squad in a half track, which is a 658. Wait, 1 die. And that would be a 250, 10. So one of these puppies. All right, so you're going to sit there. That was 3, so you're almost out of movement. That's great. You're going to come in here for 1. Same thing. You're going to come here, activate. That would be yes. And you're going to come in as a 5, which is a recon vehicle. We roll a 3. And that's a PSW 222L. We'll stick you on this side of the building so we don't overstack to one side. You can't have 2 vehicles in bypass, which makes sense. Now, you've only Used up 3 move. Let's stop here for 4. You're going to back up in reverse motion, so that's 5. You're going to come here for 7. Stop for 8. Start forward for 9, 10. And then you're going to come here for, I believe it's 3 for open armor cars. Yeah, 3 for armor cars. So that is 13, 14, 15, and then we're on the road. We'll come to here, and we're going to pivot. We're going to stop. We're going to wait. I just wonder, do I fire at that or not? They are crew exposed. They do have 6 IFE, which is deadly. I'm thinking I'm going to have to fire. Command die roll. Yep. Let's use just a machine gun. No, I have to do everything. All right, so we're going to use everything. We're going to fire 8 up 1 into that location. 7 on the 8 is a 1 check. And they are perfectly fine. Rate of fire on the lights. You come here for 1, 2, 1 here would activate as a 9. 9's going to be a squad and a half squad with a half track. Squad, half squad. So we're going to have 2 658s, 1 a half squad. We're going to have a smoke grenade. That's what the S stands for. And then a half track for the guy. So it's going to be a 251. And the half squad will be mounted. What do we do here? Well, we're not going to go into the barrage, obviously. So that was 1. That'll be 2, 3. You're going to hang out there. That guy spent 1. Let's go this way for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll stop there for 8. We'll fire in the advancing fire phase. Does this guy want to fire? Base 5. Hedge is a 4. Small target is a 3. Moving would count, so it'd be like a 1. That's obviously not going to work. Even a 6 up 2 is going to be difficult to get. So you're not going to fire now, you're going to wait. All right, so then we'll do this guy here. You're going to start, well, you only got one way to go, so we'll go here for 1. That'll be activation. We have a 2. We have a 5. Recon vehicle once more, and we have a 5. PSW 232. Uh, 1 plus 2 plus 4. You'd be on the 6 table with a plus 3. You could do a fire lane. Let's do a fire lane with this guy here. So this guy needs a command die roll, which he barely gets, but he does. And you're going to fire... He should be concealed, actually. You'll do a fire lane and fire yourself as well. That would be reduced, actually, because of the orchard. Actually, there won't be any fire lane because it's already going to be reduced. So no fire lane. We're just fire. So it's going to be 6 with a plus 3 onto the armored car. 7 on the 6 is an NMC. And he is fine. No rates. 1 residual firepower. Armored car spent 1. Two. Let's final. We'll do a 2 up 3. No effect. May as well try this guy here. And do a 4 up. 4 up 2. And the armored car is going to stop there. And then lastly, this guy's going to come here for 1. Activate, and he's a 6. All right, so not too bad. 1 dummy out of all that. The rest of them are good. Up here, it's going to come here for 1. Activate as a 5, which is a recon. A 3 gets us a PSW 22 long. So that is 3. May as well, right? 8 up 2. 6 on the 8's a 1 check. No effect. Right on the LMG again. And very importantly, we put down 4 residual. So that was 3. Let's come here for 6. Again, I really want to fire the Piat in the building and just suck up the backblast. What am I looking at here? We have a base 7 plus 2 for motion. 2 for the backblast would be plus 4. I saw him for enough moves, so it would only be plus 4. Small target is a plus 5. I would need snake eyes. Or I would need a 4 if I suck up the backblast. Well, let's wait on that, and let's reveal ourselves here. We're gonna rotate our gun, hope to get rate of fire, and it's gonna be a Hail Mary. All right, so I do get rate of fire. That's gonna miss. +6 for the rotation, 2 for motion, 1 for target size. Yeah, that's no way in hell that's gonna hit, but I do get rate of fire. This armored car is gonna die next turn when I get another shot at it. For that matter, do I want to keep moving or do I want to stop? See, this is where the paralysis comes in that we were talking. You were talking about, Neil. What do I do with this guy? I could throw him in here and let him blow up and use the smoke that he's going to give off, or I could put him into C5, do the same thing. Maybe even come into this building here and sleaze these guys if he doesn't die. First of all, let's button up. So I don't get shot. It has to be a kill shot from an armor anti-tank weapon. That is 6 move. Yeah, the what ifs, right? This is what I mean. It's like my plan was to get him on the board, and now it's like, what do I do? You bought both editions, did you, Scott? Yeah, yeah. It's not overly complex to learn. It's I mean, memorizing the rules, obviously, in addition to solitaire or ASL rules, is the hard part. The good thing is in Vassal, they have, if you download the SASL extension, it's got all your charts, right, which does all your thinking for you. You just have to know when to look at them. So you have your enemy actions, which is the hardest part. And I tend to ignore these, by the way, but that's just because I got experience. But your actions, advance, hold, attitude, you do what it says. Your attacks, do what it says. Infantry with weapons, ordnance with weapons, ordnance versus vehicles, you just do what it says. And follow the charts. So when you look at, for example, movement command, right now we're advanced attitude, and we have a vehicle. So if I really was paying attention to the rules, I would just roll this die. I rolled a 7, and I would do what it says here. Move towards nearest friendly controlled VPO, stay on road if applicable. So that means I should be moving towards one of these two locations. Stop when 3 hexes away, which I am. If already 3 hexes away, move toward it, trying to do an overrun. Yeah, it's very it's like a priority list that you can follow if you get this extension. So I run the bad guys just like a player, because really it's okay, but it doesn't handle a lot of situations very well. Like the roll each hex when you move. Like there's a command that says, where is it here? Attitude movement. Roll at start, RAS, or roll each hex. Move your full move, roll each hex. So you can go up, down, left, bottom. You know what I mean? You're just completely just moving whack. And you're moving individually. So yes, I've got these guys here, but they could be going up, right. They could be coming down to the bottom left or bottom right, straight down. You know what I mean? They're going piecemeal, and they're not attacking as a coordinated effort, which is the biggest mistake that SASL has. That's why you think like the enemy, and that's one reason why when I bring on reinforcements, I group them up and have them attack specifically as a group, even though it doesn't say to do that in the rules. But I think in this case, this guy is, I mean, it's a 20 long. He does have 6 firepower on the IFE. It's not bad. He could stay here and bring down some IFE firepower. We do have 4 more units to bring on. I'm going to have to use the building to stay away from this 4 residual. All right, so let's stop him there. This guy here is going to come here, activate. And he does. This is a 7/7. Unfortunately, he's nothing. Next up, we have a 3 activation as a 5, which is a, I think we said a recon. Yeah, recon vehicle. 8 is a SPW 259. I'm just lucky there's no 16s in here. That gives us the flamethrower tank, because that would suck. 259. All right, so we're gonna have this guy in bypass because he's a vehicle, and same reason. He's a half track. Is this the one with a dismounted Shrek? I think this one you can dismount with the crew can dismount with the Panzer Shrek. Chapter H. Uh, 259. No. No. Um, well, you're going to have to stay there because I don't want to overload the hex and this guy gets his free shot. I guess I could have taken my second shot when he was stopped, but I'll just wait for this, see what else pops up. Alright, so that's that guy, and then you get a free ride in here for 2. Next hex is going to be down here, so that's going to be there, activated as a 2. And you're also going to be nothing. And then you, I'll bring you into this hex, randomize your next one, which will be up here. And activate it as a 7, so you're nothing. So those 11 attacking guys activated as 6 and 10. Where's my other one? Oh, this guy here. So we had 7 activations and we had 4 dummies. All right, other moves. What do we do now? You guys rallied. I really have to get moving, so we're going to send this guy assault moving under that wreck. Flamethrower on here. Do I spray fire both hexes with 6 firepower? I can leave residual here, which means that when this guy moves, he's going to be fucked. That's one of the tricks I read when I read Jim Bishop's article there. One of the things that pros do is they attack a hex with residual firepower in an adjacent hex for the purpose of leaving it there so if somebody moves into it, they can get hit. even though it's not necessarily a primary target. Like if I leave residual firepower, this guy's not going to be attacked with it. But this guy might be if he moved into that hex. Kind of a sneaky way to do that. Uh, let's do this. We're gonna fire. I need a command die roll. All right. We'll fire the bottom guy. Not using the LMG. We'll do it 12 up 1. 5 on the 12. I think it's a 3. No, it's got to be a 2. 2 check. All right, enough to break. You unfortunately are going to have to try it. You're lucky into this one. And we're going to fire the squad, not the flamethrower, in that roll as well. Let's use the leadership. So it's going to be a 12 down to 3 on the 12 is a, I think it's a K2. K3, I'll take it. You bastard, he made it. Oh well. See how he likes the flamethrower in the next defensive fire phase. You guys here are going to keep pushing your gun. Unless you panic. And, you. What do I do with the half track? I can cut this guy's retreat off, but I do have to worry about this guy. Alright, so you're going to start up. Okay, you're just going to do nothing. You're going to think about your actions and just hang out. This guy here. You can come this way. That'd be startup 1, 2, pivot 3, 4, 5, pivot 6, 7, 8, 9 for the wall, 10. So you'd be in this hex for 10. And you need a bog check for the wall, which you don't do. And that means that these guys cannot come here. They're going to have to go upstairs. Which then means you guys go 1, 4. And I'm going to advance into here. You guys can take care of that. I have you guys here. Let's assault move into the orchard. If I come into M7 and then advance into L5, 6, I can be behind them, still concealed in stone. And this way I can actually get wall advantage if he decides to shoot at me. And then we have our friend the Panther. All right, the Panther, what do we do with you? What do we do with you? Not too close. I could park him here. He could shoot, or I could bring him all the way over here and help to deal with this. Yeah, let's do that. So you're going to start up for 1, stall die roll. Oh, you stalled, you bastard. All right, so he spends 4 moves starting. Doesn't stall again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And he'll stop there for 14, delay. You're going to go... I want to get into here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This guy is already in motion. Doesn't panic. Let's go... first of all, I've got to get rid of this guy here. All right, so you're in motion. You're going to pivot for 1. You're going to pivot for 1. Bypass for 2, for 3, I should say, and come out here for 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Uh, 13, 14, 15. Pivot 16, stay in motion. All right, now you're going to leave the building and bypass for 2. Pivot 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You'll come into here, get out of the space. You guys are panicked, unfortunately. You guys, let's assault move under the vehicle for some cover. A 1, 2. I'm not going to bother firing. I'm going to fire at those guys instead. You guys here. Let's go 2. 3. Now, something as a defender, would you fire at a half squad? With all this around, like this is such a priority. 2 full squads and a 10 too, right? I mean, I don't think I'd waste fire on that. So I think I can actually come this close. The Stug here is fanatical, so he's going to start for 1, pivot 2, 3. If I go into that building, that's going to cost me 7 plus a quarter, which is going to be 4. It would be 11. We already spent 3. It's going to be 14. It's going to cost me 1 extra movement point. I'd have to ESB to do an overrun. One ESB to do an overrun. Germans already get a +2. +1 for that extra MP. That would be a +3. I'd have to roll an 8 or less to avoid breaking my engine down. Yeah. What the hell? Risk it for the biscuit. All right, so this is a mission, Neil. It is. It's based on mission number 8 or scenario number 8 of the campaign, the God Save the King, which is basically the whole map. It's the big scenario that comes with the hassle. All right, so I got my 13, or should say 14 movement points, so I can enter the location, declare my overrun. Now I got to do my bog check with a +4 and a bog. Well, all right. So first of all, I do get a breach because I entered the fortified building. So I do get a breach across that hack side. I am bogged, which reduces my attack by half. So that is 12 divided by 2 is 6, plus 4 is 10, halved is 5. So it's going to be a 4 up 4 attack, which is going to suck. 8 on the 4. Yeah, it's not great. No effect, and I'm bogged now, so I'm going to die. These guys, provided I pass a Patsy, which they do, have a chance of attacking me. Do they got a Gammon Bomb? They do. So they can do CC Reaction Fire now with a -2 on a 6. Now that's a mobile vehicle. So I just kind of handed it to them. On the plus side, I got a breach, so that's okay. All right, so we have a base 5 with a +1 because of the extra SMC. -2 for the Gammon. And we have in a mobile vehicles an extra -1. So they have a -3 and they need a base 6. So it's enough to kill. So they do kill the Stug. But like I said, we have a breach, which is important. I just wanted to do it. Because he's fun. The scenario is... this one here. So this is the big one, like I said. So it's got everything, uses the whole board. It's basically a solitaire version of that. Fun, fun, fun. All right, so now I'm going to throw in a half squad. That's going to occupy them, which means that I should be able to throw in other units because they'll no longer be in good order. If I can get some other units close. I never fired you guys, so you guys are actually not panicked. Which means, let me put those guys at the bottom. So if I now assault move you guys to here, I can send in 5 to 7. I still have you guys. I never moved yet. Oh, forgot about that. That would be a +1. -1 would cancel, so no assault move. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should say no movement in open. Long range. That would be on the 4 table with a -2. Well, we're going to do this. This guy and this guy are going to come out here for 1. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. That would be a 4 down 2 shot. Four down 2. Yeah, let's take that shot. So we're going to do a 4 down 2. Command die roll. Might be a panic, you never know. Okay, so 3 on the 4. It's probably a 2. 3 on the 4 is, in fact, a 2 check, so the 8-1 is ELR'd, and the 5-4-8 is ELR'd as well. Broke. 5-4-8 gets swapped out for a 4-4-7. And we have 4 firepower reduced down to 2 for residual, reduced down to 1 because of the vehicle in the way. Now you guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and enter the fray. Oh no. I just realized they only first fired. They've only first fired, so now I can final fire because they destroyed the vehicle. Oh, I derped that. Oh. Oh yeah, sorry. So this is it's a mission. In Solitaire, they call them missions, not scenarios. Basically the same thing. It's a mission based off scenario number 8, God Save the King, which is basically the full enchilada in the SASL. So it uses the whole map, and it got a shitload of forces for both sides. So it's basically a Solitaire version of this. So the British are as given. The German forces are played by the system. I shouldn't say that. These are designed with purchase points in mind, so you can buy whatever you want. These aren't the OBs that you actually get, so you can buy whatever you want to basically the same quality. And all the German forces are covered by the system itself. So, but I just made a derp move. I threw this Stug into this building, hoping it could tie them up, but it bogged and caused shit damage, and then it was killed in reaction fire. And then I moved in these squads thinking they could jump in, not realizing it's only first fire. So now I'm going to get waxed with freaking a 6 down 4 shot. Oh, God. A 6 down 4 against these two guys here. Well, 6 down 4. Yep. A 3 on the 6 is a K2. Leader squad. Wound die roll. So he's wounded. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. 3 check. He's a 7-0. He's only pinned. A 7-1, but he's pinned. This guy here takes a 3 check. And broke. Now the other guys are fine. You've now final fired. And complete utter clusterfuck of that. I should have stayed here, and then I could have fired right through the breach. All right, you're overborn. So how do I do that? 1, bypass 2, 3 with the CX would get you there. You. I could have thrown this guy in here as well. Just throw him into sleaze freeze the ground floor, and then they could have done that. I'm just not thinking, man. That is so derp. Well, he's panicked. I can't get in close to that because that anti-tank gun's going to kill me. You've prep fired. You guys have panicked, which is not supposed to happen. Let's start with you guys moving. All right, so where is visible from you? I think you're visible now. Back here. Oh yeah, you guys should have activated back here. So I'm going to activate them all now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you guys roll 5s, which is going to be nothing. You guys roll 3 1s, so you guys are going to be something. So 1, 2, an 11 and an 8. From Camp Group Brinkman, we have a half squad and a Spug. Stug 3G. And while we're in the vehicles, we'll get ourselves a 250-10. And a half squad will be a 548. All right, so let's move the Stoke first. First fired, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can pop smoke with a 9, eh? Let's stay there. We'll deal with this strong point first, and then we'll move on. You guys, I'm going to send down here to deal with this. So how do we do that best? 1, turn 2, 3, 4, 5, turn 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 10, 11, you guys would be here, facing that way. Stop for 12. Offload for your you wouldn't have enough points to offload. You'd have to offload here. You'd only have one move, so you couldn't offload into the building, so you can't do it there. That's fine. Next up is you. You're gonna go 1, be activated. We have Snake Eyes, which is going to be an AFV, and a squad. Oh, Jesus, King Tiger's in play. The Tiger of Kings is in play. Now, what do I do with you? 11 move. 1, 2, 7, 8, 9. Smash. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, stop 11, smash. That's what we'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh shit, forgot the wreck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got a DC. I don't want to do that. 1, 2, 3. That'll be 8. No. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. That's not going to work either. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Stop 11. Let's keep it simple. We'll get him on top of the hill, bring some fire to bear. You here, AC. 5 is going to be nothing. Not sink. Not sink. T21 you're going to activate there, so right here. Nobody's within 2, so you're nothing. Eight on the Brinkman scale is a half squat and a half track. We have a 548 and a 250, 250-10. One, two, three. Four, 5. Stop. Oh, wait, there's a wreck there. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the wreck, 7 for the smoke. Stop for 8. You can offload there. You can't fire because the half track is in your hex. That's fine. this guy here. Make it to there. Now you're within 2, so you will be activated as a 6 squad and a leader. Squad leader. 8 is a 658, and we have a probably 9-2. Down 1, 10-2. Nice. Ten-2 to play. You've moved 3 hexes. Now, you're gonna stop here and dismount. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop for 5. That would be 2 moves. So you have 2 move left. It would cost you 2 to enter this location. What you're gonna do, join that little half squad. And then you are gonna come to here. And you're a 6. All right, so that was pretty shit activation for a 4. 50-50 pretty well. And then we got one lonely dude at the bottom here. Let's assault move under the vehicle. Shrouded in smoke. I'm going to hold my fire until now anyways. So there's no point waiting. Let's do defending fire. What can a 2 up 2 do? 2 up 2? Not much. A Piot. No. You are going to get your second shot. That will hit. Small target. You had acquired. Actually, I forgot to put that down. Small target acquisition cancel. You still count as motion, so that cancels out to make it an 8. And yeah, so I hit in the turret, and I do get raid again, so I always give a second shot. Your turret is a 2. Okay, well, there goes that. Thanks for coming out. Why is my mouse acting so funky? It's only this game. This game, my mouse is dragging, and I don't know why. It's freaking Java. Oh, let me put those back. I'm still doing defensive fire. Um, so that's it for that. I still had rate. I don't think I can see that guy, so I'm not going to bother with that shot. Final. I could shoot my mortar. Spotter would have a +1 from this. No, spotter can't even see it because you're blind because of the orchard. Never mind. You're there. I don't think it's gonna work. You'd be on a 6 with a +4. Not gonna fire you. Yes, we had our flamethrower friend over here for this vehicle. All right, so you're a pain in my ass, and you're gonna get an 8 or less attack on the to kill table. You freaking thing. So I nuked my flamethrower. However, you're open topped, which does give me a Benny for that, and your crew exposed. So we have to CE and open topped. So minus bumps up to an 11. So I do manage to kill the vehicle. Crew survival is a 4. Well, at least the vehicle's gone. Get rid of that. You guys can now fire. You're 8 up 1. Nothing. Let's swing fire onto this dude right here. Your crew, that's a +1. Or a -1, I should say, so you will be able to fire. And I need a 7 or less to hit. Rate of fire, and on the 8, dud. Miss. Quite twice. Symbol. Oh, wrong one. Over here. Not too much. You are -1 as well, so you're going to spin yourself around. You're going to ping off the tiger. I don't think this is going to work. But, what the hell? First fired. So let's final fire with our 8 down 1. 5 on the 8, I think is a 2. Another pain in the ass sniper. We got a 2. It is the north sniper that goes 4 for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, isn't that lovely? All right, pinned. Right, this time you can shoot. Do I fire at, well, I guess I have no choice. I have to fire at this thing here. So 8 tripled. It's 24 firepower plus 2. Actually, I guess the half track would probably be buttoned up, wouldn't it? Which means I can only fire the machine gun trying to kill. So I need it to hit roll. Can you get a critical with machine gun? I don't believe so. We need a 4 or less. We get a +2 is a 6. Down 1 is a 5. So we need a 5 or less to get a kill with a machine gun on a frickin' half track. No, that was nice. Perchance to dream. Let's try again. All right. And these guys here, upper floor and ground floor. Ground floor can fire. We're not going to do the Piat. Let's do a 12 up. 3. 12 up 3. No effect. All right, that is it for the British. Now we can do the advancing fire. Hey, Frank. Yeah, I can imagine, eh? You're getting a lot of that blown over the lakes. You're Georgian Peninsula, right? Thereabouts? Yeah, Flin Flon and all those areas are just that's crazy, man. So early in the season and they're already burning up. How's the air quality where you are, Frank? You guys might have to be staying indoors a lot, I guess. All right, so we're gonna do advancing fire flame spread. Now we do have this little fella right here. All right, so that building unfortunately is gonna be ablaze, which means these guys have to break, which means that it's gonna be too late in the road phase to run because they can't run because they're in close combat, which means they're all gonna be dead. So I'm just gonna get rid of them now. They'd have to withdraw in the close combat phase, and that's after the road phase, obviously. So they are dead if you weren't aware of that. Yeah. And this guy will be gone as well at some point when the upper floor catches. And so Bruce Peninsula, Lake Huron. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Got to be careful there. Yeah. Smoky as shit. That's not good, man. So we can get rid of this stuff now. It's a vehicle and bypass ablaze. We don't need that. We have our 2 smokes. Wreck blaze over here is fine. We need to do smoke from our fire mission. And I should probably label it. This is a 150. No, wait, this is the 100, right? Yeah. It is. It is. You can see right here, 62 so far to 34. The British center has almost collapsed. So the north here is, whoop, the northern part is just about given away. The center, there's nothing left except the broken crew up here. And these guys that are stuck in here. I tried to throw a Stugan, but it died. I was going to send in units here to, which I'm going to do right now, to throw them into combat. Maybe they'll live. I don't know. But the center is collapsed on the British. So, and it's only turn 4 too. So, and they got 11 turns. AC4 is definitely better. I wonder if I just make it AC4 instead of make it a variable. That might be a way to do it. And I generated a King Tiger for the Germans as well. Just for shits and giggles. All right, other flames that we have. We don't have to worry about this stuff because it's never going to catch the bridge on fire. And now we can do the, oh wait, the smoke down here. Oh wait, that was HE. Right. Advancing fire. 20 long. That's going to be on the, is that a 4? That is a 4. Okay, that's never mind. I'm not going to bother with that. You could fire that. That would be ridiculous. Panther, we have 4 up 4. And then the main gun for acquisition. We're going to fire 5 on the 4 table up. I guess they would still get the full TM of the building, wouldn't they? 4 up 4. So no effect. Not going to fire that. Let's get some acquisition from the King Tiger. And we're going to do the machine guns first. That's going to be 4 up 4 again. So 8 on the 4 is a miss, and then the main cannon. You'll advance, that'll DM, so I'm not going to bother shooting. This guy is gone because he's under recall. So just get rid of him. Nothing here's going to shoot. You're going to shoot. That's going to be a 6 assault fire. You have +3 for the smoke, 3 for the building, so 6 up 6. Hail Mary shot. You guys have 6 assault fire. That'll put on the 8. With a +6 down 2. So +4 on the 6. No effect. You have 6 firepower, have to be on the 2 up 3. No point. Well, that'd be a 2 up 3. 6 up 4. All right, and that's going to be it for that. I could fire on the roof. No, I can't again, the orchard. So that's it for the advancing fire. Let's see who has to run from the Germans. All right, you're going to come back there. You'll come back into there. You're going to come back into there too. Now the British don't really have, well, this guy has to. We said he had to go upstairs because the half track will prevent coming here. You cannot move there because of this guy. Yeah, you got to upstairs. This guy in the FFE is going to go into the cellar. Give him more protection. And I'm thinking of breaking this guy and running out of the FFE. This would be 2, and then he could leave the building, coming to this side here, for 5 move total. All right, and then we go to the advanced phase. Unfortunately, you're pinned. You guys here. How do we do this now? Well, I guess we'll just jump into the building. It's fortified, so why not? You'll come into here. Occupy those British guys. You'll slide into there. You're still concealed, so that's going to put pressure on them. Maybe even get an encirclement going, which we don't have yet, which is kind of funny. You guys are going to advance into combat. Probably foolish, but let's leave the weapon outside. If nothing else, you're going to engage the guy and keep him pinned. You guys are going to slide back up. You'll help pick up that gun, if nothing else, to join it next time. Not sure why I have a blue acquisition on that guy. Over here. Well, let's get this battle done. It's been going on way too long. And then you dudes will jump on that dude. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Germans are still going to have enough units to actually clear off H block. The western attack kind of evaporated. The northern attack clearly evaporated. All that's left is this guy here. The only one thing that's made any effort is this eastern attack. Still alive for some reason. I'm not sure why. So I don't know. But let's go to close combat and we'll see what's what. Alright, we have ambush. Nothing for the Germans. They are at a 4. Stealthy Brits with a -2. They are, geez, they got ambush. Alright, so 7 to 6, or 7 to 5. It's going to be, what, 3 to 2, maybe? 7 to 5, 1 to 1. So hand to hand will be a 7 with a -4. Yeah, well. I was hoping to be a little bit better than that, but that could have gone a lot better. Here we have an adjoining, so we have 5 to 2, 2 to 1. I don't think that's enough. I think it's a 7. Yeah, I needed a 7. Shit. He's gonna go at 1 to 1 with the heavy crew, so he needs a 5. Nope. Ambush, Germans have a -2. And the wounded guy is a normal, so he's at a 3. 0 to 3, so the Germans have ambush. We'll use hand to hand. 9 to 4. 2 to 1. 9 with a -3. Yeah. Over here, Brits are stealthy. German is a 5. British is 3, no ambush. 1 to 2, so we need a 4 for the German. And at 5 for the British. Casualty reduction. And that is the German turn 4. Alrighty. Moving right along, let's get into turn 5. Wind change. We have no RE and we have no wind change. Quick look at the casualty bins. Not too shabby. A lot of dead Germans. A lot of dead vehicles. Yeah. 101 to 38. Not too bad at all. Alright, so let's do Brokes. We get 2 to rally. One's probably going to have to be you if I don't get the officer. And the other one's probably going to be, well, you're a crew. No, you're wounded. Alright, so let's do this leader up here. And let's try the squatty with him. Nope. So they stay DM, they're dead. And then this guy here. That's my second self rally. Now we do crews and leaders. Germans don't have too much to do. This guy here. Alrighty, and then right into the prep. What do we want to do with our plan? This guy has to be dealt with. I don't still think I have that shot. This little nub is going to keep me from taking this guy out, which means I have to do something funky. I could just stay like this and stand off, wait for him to move. I think I'm going to do that, which means you guys have freedom to movement to go over here. Let's start with the 10-3. And we'll try the old flamethrower. Or do I save that for this over here? Actually, this would be a better use for it. Let's put a flamethrower. No, I used it up. What am I saying? 10-3, eh? Let's fire the 12 firepower over here with a +1. 8 on the 12 is a 1 check for the 9-1. The 3-4-8, heat of battle, and the 6-5-8. Well, heat of battle. He's berserk. That's not really what I wanted to do. I can honestly say I did not want to do that. So you guys are all moving, eh? Now you've got too much smoke to shoot through. You can't even see the guy because of the smoke. You guys here. That's going to be +3, +6 into this location on the 16. 5 of the leader. So +5 on the 16. 8 on the 16 is a 1. Wait, you're halved. 8 on the 8 is a NMC. And no effect. German sniper, no. Now I can fire the LMG again. It's going to be a 4 up. No, it's not worth firing. Too much smoke. I'm going to fire a Piot downstairs into the Tiger. I'm going to have to suck up the backblast. I don't think there's any way around it. So this guy needs a command die roll. Alright, he just barely made it. Let's do it. We're looking at a base of 9. Large target is a 10. So 10 or less to hit. And I get a 4 on the 1 table for me, which is a NMC, which is pretty good. It is a hull hit. I think I get aerial armor factor, don't I? Oh, it's a Piat. That's right. You're right. I was thinking bazookas. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, you're right. Oh, I was so worried about that. Um, yeah, the spring loaded. Um, Any 26. Hull is an 11. That'd be on the deck, so that'd probably be an 8 anyways. Aerial armor factor. No, I guess not. It doesn't count. Doesn't count as aerial, but it is elevation advantage. One level elevation advantage, yep. So I get case B. I'm thinking I got a dead tiger in my hands. We have heat. Shrek is, no wait, Piat is 15. Case B. Where are the cases? Oh, the basic kill numbers increased by 1. Duh. All right, so that's a 16. I get a side facing, so it's going to be a base 8. 16, so it's going to be an 8 or less at least. Yeah, all right, so I need a an 8 or less to get a result. All right, so that is a flaming wreck. Yep, we got a burning tiger, no crew survival, and great. Super fantastic. Just super. If adjacent, cannot fire 1 level lower. Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. You're right. You're right. I may have just not been able to take that shot. Piot. High restriction. Cannot be fired at target 1 or more levels lower in the same or adjacent hex. Can I trade back blast for that? Yeah, that was a good exercise. Good thought exercise. Put the acquisition back. It was a good thought exercise. I'm just going to throw it out the window the round, and it's going to impact on the guy, so. Well, we know what he's going to do. He's going to move downstairs, and then he's going to fire it into the guy's ass. That's what he's going to do. You. No, that's right. You're right. It's good, Frank. Thank you. You're going to fire next door into that stack at the 10-2, and hopefully you're going to do better than you did before with your 16 up one shot into this. 8 on the 16. One check. 10-2 is broken. 8-3-8, not, and broken. Well, the 8-3-8 is still alive, but the other two are not. I'll take what I can get, and no rates. I'm probably going to die from this 150 shell anyway, so... what else can I do? Now you're facing the wrong way for that. Do I fire the door knocker at 11 frontal? It's a 57. We said a 15, I think, right? 15. APCR, APDS for a 57 is 18. 2 hexes away, we get a +2. Let's fire some APDS into the Tiger. We have a hull down situation and an orchard, so it's going to be difficult to get a hit, but let's try anyways. All right, so we need a +1, +3. Large target is a +2. And it's got to be a turret hit. A 2 hexes away will bring it down. So 10 or less, and it's got to be a turret hit. That's a hull hit. Bastard. That is out of APDS. 44 June is a 6. So I have no APDS. Okay. And let's fire the AP then at the guy. Same thing. That's a turret hit. That is a hit. Rate of fire. And I need a really low roll here. That's not enough. Let's try again. Acquisition. Not enough. Acquire twice. All right. And then we have you guys here. (10-2). It's going to fire on this guy's right here. That's going to be 8 table +1. 8 down 1. 7 on the 8 is a 1 check, so the leader. Broken, broken, and Ealard. Yep. And you're 5-4-8. All right. That was good shooting, Tex. Now this situation here is really getting spicy. You're going to have to come down. You can't shoot at anything except for maybe this guy. You do have an elevation advantage, so I think your CE status would be reduced by 1, although you are buttoned up. So I don't think I'm going to bother with that. What are we going with you guys? You guys have to start moving. So you are going to move. You move 648 and the 447 are all going to move. You guys are going to start infiltrating back into H block. This guy here is going to start moving his units back, withdrawing slowly under control. This guy's got a fire. Good enough. And you're going to be on the 16 down, 16 up to. Is a 1 check. That'll work. And you have to move as well. Move, move. Everybody's moving. You're kind of screwed down there. This guy here, I don't think I can do anything to it. 6 up 3. Yeah. All right, everything else is going to move. And you are just going to wait for that guy to do something. All right, let's go to move. And we'll start with you. One, two, three, 4. Bypass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, late CX. Panic. Panic. You're going to go hunting that panther. Unless you panic. Oh, no, wait. You don't panic because the guy beside you. This leader here will tell you what to do. How do I get to that location? There's really nothing you can do right now. Slide over there. You guys here. And you. You're going to go 1. Let's get the 9-2 command die roll first. You bastard. All right, you. Bypass 1, 2, 3. He actually probably should have been concealed, but that's fine. You. And yeah, heavy. Let's move across the street. If we dash into this location, he can shoot. That would be a 2 down 2 shot. So you're going to try a smoke grenade. You get it off. And then you're going to dash. Oh, wait, you got 5 portage points. You can't do that. You're going to do CX. And dash across for 6. You're going to try... this one here. That the APDS was on like a 11 or something, or 10. Where did I do that? To hit. To kill was a 4. No. To hit was a 9. Yeah, this one here. This was the APDS, this one here. And then this was the 5 was my normal AP. So I'm out of APDS for that that gun. So just regular AP is all I got. Sad face. You're gonna stay there with the 9.2. You have to, I guess. I guess I could have fired. Never even thought about that. And I could have fired this guy. Never thought about that. You guys, I think, are going to be my ace in the hole. You're just going to hang back. As long as I have an unbroken unit lasting to 11 turns, I think this is going to work out. So I think I'm just going to keep you guys here. 1, 2, 3, 4. As a matter of fact, you... Okay, what about the other guy? Okay, never mind. This guy here is going to drop to the ground for 1. This guy here is going to blast him with his 37 long. Let's use the machine guns first. So it's going to be a 6 up 3. And then we're going to try with the 37 long. That would be a plus 3. Would be a 7. So that would hit. On the 4 table would be a miss. And you actually maintain rate of fire. Now that sucks, because I was going to move into M11 and then do an ash shot. If I move into there, I'm going to die. Although this would be a +1 because of the vehicle stationary. I would probably go into motion status at this point as well. Although he's only spent 1 move, so I may want to wait for him to spend 2. It'd be +1 for the vehicle, -1 non-assault would cancel. And it would be a base 8 to hit. A base 8 to hit. It'd be on the 4 table out in the open. This might be a time for glory, though. If I fire in the building, it's going to be the advanced phase, +2. +2 for the back blast. Oh, no, there's no back blast. +2 in the advanced phase. From a base 9, 7. Large target is an 8. I keep thinking of backblast. I keep thinking of bazookas. Would this? How would this guy react? Would I spin my turret and present a side profile to this 57 long? I don't think I would. Would I waste an 8 firepower attack on a frickin' Piat? I do have these guys. Good fire group. That would be on the 4 table with a +5, +4. 5 because of the vehicle. Ah. No, I'm not going to fire. So you're going to come out here. I'm going to use my rate to fire on you. Flat 8 to hit. Okay, well, there goes that. I'm going to motion status attempt, which I gain. I get a free rotation, but again, do I want to rotate my ass to somebody else? I've already fired, so I can't fire again. Yeah, what the hell, let's do it. All right, and then I'm going to blast him with machine guns as he moved into the open. So I'm going to hit him with 8 firepower halved and doubles for adjacent. 8 down 2. 3 on the 8's a K. There's a lot of thinking for that. See? Paralysis. It just sets in sometimes, right? Now we just have to spin around before I die. Or I could just drive into this building. Actually, I'm in motion. I can just enter M11 and then this guy couldn't hit me. So I guess I'm going to have to do that. All right. Meanwhile, other British movement. Where do I want to come down? Let's come back to here. You're going to drop down to the first level using assault movement to keep your conceal. You come back to there. You guys are actually concealed. And we're going to go here. One. Two. How did I do this? 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. I believe they're all still concealed. You guys are fine. You gotta move. You're gonna lose your concealment though when you do. Unless I just come to here for now. Alright, and then you guys... You're gonna dash across K16 to K15. You lose that. I don't think I'm gonna fire on that, although I do have this. Which I may as well use. So let's do a 2. Yeah, let's do a 2 down 2. Tag him in the woods. 5 on the 2 is an NMC. And they pin here. We're gonna go 1. That was maintain array too, didn't it? Yeah, never mind. Two. One, two, or sorry, this will be bypass 1, 2 for the wall, 3, 4. And that will be it for the move. All right, so residuals off, defending fire. Do they get? No, they already have 2 artillery. So let's do this one here. Target hex is fine, no rubble. I'm in the cellar. It's going to be a plus 4, 5, 6. It's going to be a 14 on the 30, which is going to be a miss. Yep. So we have C16. Shell hole, yes. 17. C18. B17, yes. And 16. Oops, wrong one. And continuation. All right, other shoes thing. We got more smoke. We're not going to drop down. Let's start up here. 6, up 3. Panther. Plus 4 on the machine guns. 8 up. 8 on the 8 is a NMC. 1, 2. You guys are screwed. Why didn't I fire you guys? I must have missed you. Oh well. And the main cannon. And nothing. You guys are going to fire into that location as well. So that's going to be 9, 12, 24 table with a plus 2. 12 on the 24. NMC. Broken guy. And the unbroken guy is now broke. Well, they can hide upstairs because that's the only place they can go. What else can shoot in this area? You guys can fire 12 table. That'll be +3 plus a lot. 5. Yeah, it's not worth firing. You. Panic, so nope. No targets. You guys. Gonna fire into the building. You're gonna have 9, 11. So on the 20 table, +4. 9 on the 20. Should be at least a 1. 1 check. Good leader. Broken and broken. Rip, strong point. And we got the 150. See if we can put a nice shell into it. Nope. And the Stug. That would also miss. And the King Tiger. That would also miss. Looks like I don't got anything down there. Over here, don't got anything except for this. 6 up 3. Nope. And then that's it. All right, so defending fire, not very conclusive. Flame spread. So we have O3. We have N3 and N4. And that is it. Advancing fire. Let's get this guy into this location here. Keep him DM'd. It's going to be a 4 up 4. And I guess I don't have very much either. So, all right, route phase. And let's do the British first. So you guys are kind of screwed. Or are you? No, you can actually come this way now. Actually, it would have dropped the mortar because it's too heavy, so it's down here somewhere. Yeah, you can come this way. You, however, are going to go upstairs for now. As are you guys. And I think that's it for the British broken. Let's do the German. Guess are fine. Not too much for them to do. You don't have to move anymore because these guys are broken now. You guys are going to have to come back to here. And then we go advance. Oh, wait, you guys. Let's keep the pressure on. Get those guys out of that building. Start moving in. I think I'm going to jump on this panicked SS guy. Get out of that smoke and just start pushing in. This area is almost a write-off for the British, I think. Really nothing much I can do there. Uh, yeah, let's coup de grace this thing here. It's really starting to bug me. We're gonna come out here. No, we're not. We're gonna go this way. We're gonna come this way. We're gonna throw a bunch of meat shields out there. Hopefully draw some fire so we can get something across into H block. It might be too soon for that, but we don't know. I don't want to throw this guy into the mix because he's gonna give me a +1. And I really don't need that right now. So I'm gonna have to leave him upstairs. I guess that's it. All right, close combat. Alrighty, British are stealthy, and we have a -1, and he's panicked, which gives us a -1 as well. Or is that a -2? I think panic gives a -2 for ambush. +2 to the ambush roll for them. Okay. -1 for CC results. So we have a -2 to this roll. Gives us a -2 or 1. And the German has a +2. Gives them a 3. So we have ambush. And we're going to use it. We have 7 to 6, 1 to 1. So it's a base 7 with a -3. All right, so he's dead. Now we have a 10-2 leader, so it's going to be 9 to 5. Should be 3 to 2. 9 to 5 is 3 to 2, so we need a 6 with a -2. So we get it. And they're going to be coming back with, what's 5 to 9? 5 to 9 is 1 to 2, so it doesn't really matter. They're going to come back with a 4. All right, nothing. So they're dead. Finally. Took a lot of the game, but they're finally gone. And then here we're at 3 to 1. That should be enough. And 1 to 4 is not enough for them. So things aren't looking too bad for the British. Not really. We're holding off in some places. Other areas looks kind of dire, but the important thing is that the center is still holding this chapter H. Block H is still holding. So let's do some conceals. That would be no. That would be no. And I guess that's going to be it for that. So that is the end of turn 4, and we go right into the German turn 5. But I'm going to stop it there. I just wanted to show you guys more or less my random event that happened. You missed it, Frank. It was quite good. I got a random event. It was a reinforcements. I rolled a 6. We got +2, so we got 8. 6 for 8 showing up with a 10-2, or 9-2, excuse me. Couple of LMGs and a Piat. And that kind of reinforced my middle zone that I really needed some reinforcing. So I'm able to put these guys into the center, help reinforce that. I got some couple guys down here now to help reinforce that. So I think it's not looking too bad for the British. The German forces are really dwindling. However, if they get a reinforcement roll, I could see it really turning south. So they're still strong in armor here in the center and up north here as well. They're still fairly strong, but I think I've whittled away a lot. And if you look at the casualty bin, it's clearly lopsided. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I just want to do a quick afternoon stream. Got stuff to do. I got a video to make of that unboxing of that, which I promised the other day and never did. But we're going to get to that soon anyway. So as always, I thank you guys very much for sticking around, watching me stream on a nice Tuesday afternoon. The weather's starting to change. Frank, stay inside because it's freaking nice and smoky out there. Try and keep your lungs nice and clean. And we'll see you guys in probably a couple days. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be streaming with Dave. He's going to have a camera, so you're going to see what he looks like. And we sorted out the comms issues, so there shouldn't be any issue on that end. And we're going to be doing Recon Attack, something that we played at Caslo. So we'll see you guys